Say hello to the Schecter Diamond J Plus. All right, so here it is, the Schecter Diamond J Plus. I've had this bass for a little over 2 years now. I've played it in arenas, TV shows, all sorts of different situations. It's been a great bass. And in this video, I'm gonna be doing a full review of this bass. I'm gonna walk you through all the features of this bass. You guys know how we do it. I'm gonna walk through all the different sounds you can get out of this bass, everything you can expect from it, show you what I love about this bass, all that stuff. So if you're interested in seeing that, make sure you stick around for the full review in 3, 2, 1. So let's start by going over the features of this. Actually, before I even get into that, I'll tell you right off the bat one of the things that I love about this bass, and that is the look of it. I absolutely love how this bass looks. I love the white finish, the big block inlays. It's just a beautiful bass. It really captures people's attention, really makes an impact. And I remember when I met Eddie Vedder from Pearl Jam, I had this bass on me, and his first reaction was he looked at the bass and he was like, man, that is a beautiful bass. And he thought it was a Fender, and he looked over to the headstock and was surprised to find out that it's actually a Schecter. And most people usually are, because Schecter is known for metal. They're known for making instruments that look and sound nothing like this. And this is actually a pretty hard bass to find. You usually can't just walk into a store and find it. For some reason, most stores don't stock it. They have all the other Schecter instruments, but they don't have these, which is really a shame because it's a great looking and a great sounding bass. So let's go over the features and what it sounds like and all that stuff. So it's got 4 knobs right here. There's a volume knob, a pickup selector knob, a bass boost and cut, and a treble boost and cut. It's got 2 single coil Seymour Duncan pickups. These are active pickups, and there's an 18-volt circuit in this bass, which means that there's actually 2 9-volt batteries, which is absolutely insane. There is a string through the body design, so you can put your strings through the body, or you can actually put them through the bridge. You can do it both ways, and it's not too heavy, not too light. It's a pretty good weight to this bass. Really good balance when you're playing standing up. Feels great. Looks great. And as far as the pickup selector right here, there are 4 different positions. All the way towards the bridge is just the bridge pickup. If you go back 1, it's both pickups in parallel. Go back 1 more, both pickups in series. And if you go back 1 more, it's just the neck pickup. Now, as far as what parallel and series mean, that's just how the pickups are wired. Now, I'm not the most technical guy. I don't know how to explain this very well, but as far as what I understand, when you have it in parallel, both pickups are actually hooked up to the power source independently. So there's a wire going from the volume to one pickup and the volume to the other pickup. And when they're in series, they're daisy chained. So you're going from the volume to one pickup and then going from one pickup to the other. That's my understanding of it. I don't know if that's 100% correct, but as far as the sound that you can expect when you're in series, it has a little bit more mid-range and a higher output. So series will sound bigger and louder than parallel will. And we'll see that when we go through all the different modes and I demonstrate how they sound. So let's start with it all the way in the bridge pickup and play around with that. Now let's try the parallel mode. Now let's try series. You'll notice that it has a higher output, more mids. And the neck pickup. And let's go back to the bridge pickup and play around with that a little bit more. So that was a quick little riff just to give you an idea of what all the different pickup positions sound like with the EQ completely flat. And let's start messing around with the EQ and see what that does. So we'll go to the bridge pickup right here. EQ is flat right now. Let's just stay on 1 note just to really hear what that EQ is doing. So I'm gonna play the A on the 5th fret of the E string. And now I'm gonna boost the bass all the way. Now I'm gonna cut the bass all the way. Now let's do the same thing with the treble. I'm going to put the bass just flat, treble all the way up, treble all the way down. And now let's do the same thing with the parallel position. The parallel is actually one of my favorite pickup positions on this bass, one of my favorite sounds. And I usually boost the bass a little bit depending on what I'm playing or the venue I'm playing in and all that kind of stuff. But usually I'm playing this bass in parallel. That's my favorite sound for it. So let's try the parallel with the EQ flat. Boost the bass all the way up. Cut the bass all the way down. And now let's do that with the treble all the way up. And now all the way down. Okay, so let's play around with a little bit more fingerstyle stuff and see how this sounds. So I'm in the parallel position right now. And now if we go to series, you'll see that more mid-range and higher output kick in. And now let's boost the bass on that, see what that sounds like. See, the series, the output is so hot and I have the bass boosted that it's actually distorting on E string a little bit. Let's try the same bass boost on the parallel, see what that sounds like. And one interesting feature in this bass is you can actually pull the volume knob and it'll put the two pickups out of phase, which makes it sound really thin. I haven't really found a use for that. I don't really like how that sounds, but it's cool that it's just an additional feature that it has, so that's cool. So let's see what that sounds like. I'm gonna pull it right now. Let's put the EQ flat, put it in the parallel position, and let's see how that sounds. And here's with the pickups in phase. I'll push it back in. Well, let's do that with the series position. So in phase. And now out of phase. See, when it's out of phase, it just kind of sucks the life out of it. It sounds really thin and lifeless, so I'm not a big fan of that. Maybe someone out there can find a good use for it. I haven't yet, but like I said, it's just an additional feature. It's not a con or in any way. It's actually a pro because you get an additional feature with the bass, so it's cool to have. I just haven't found a use for it. So let's try out some slapping on this thing. And what you're hearing is just a direct signal out of the bass. It's completely dry, no EQ, no compression, no nothing, just the direct signal of the bass. So let's go to the bridge pickup and EQ completely flat. Try out some slap on this. And now let's go to the parallel position, both pickups. And now series. And now just the neck pickup. So that gives you an idea of the different pickup positions for slap. Parallel is definitely my favorite. Series is good too. And bridge I usually find to be way too thin. And even if you boost the bass a little bit, it's It's just way too thin for my taste. I don't like neck either. Usually I'm either in series or in parallel for that slap stuff. And let's see how this does with harmonics. So I'm gonna go to the bridge position right here, EQ flat. Very nice harmonics right there. So we've done fingerstyle, we've done slap. Now let's try playing with a pick and see how that sounds. I'm actually going to, let's tune this down to D. So let's try it with the bridge position first. Now let's try the parallel position. Let's try the series. Now let's try the neck pickup. And one quick note on playing with a pick. Notice the difference in sound that you get when you use just downstrokes versus down and upstrokes. And a lot of times when you're playing rock, you're playing eighth notes, you're really trying to drive the song, you'll want to use just downstrokes because it gives you a very different sound. So check this out. We'll start with just downstrokes. Versus if I play down and upstrokes. So you notice that sounds different. Now let's do that on just one note, no dynamics, no anything, just so we can really hear the difference. Just down and now down up. See, it sounds different. It's kind of like when you're playing fingerstyle and you use just one finger versus two. That's gonna sound different than when you do just downstrokes or use just one finger, you get a much more consistent sound. So that's something to pay attention to. A lot of guys will just do down up without realizing the huge difference in sound when you do just down versus down up. So it's those little details that really distinguish between an amateur and a professional, a good player and a great player. So I always try to point out those little things so that you guys get some value out of these videos. Hopefully that was helpful to some of you guys. And now let's move on to some other stuff. And chords sound really good on this as well. I have it in the parallel position right now. Tapping on it is really nice as well. The action on it is a little bit high for that right now, but I'll do a little bit of it. See the notes ring out really well. Very, very nice bass for tapping. All right, now let's do the Iron Maiden test that we did in the last video because that was a fun one. If I wanted to play this bass in Iron Maiden, could I do that? Let's find out. All right, so there you go. I like how that sounds. I definitely would use this bass for that kind of stuff. And I think that pretty much does it. I think we covered everything. We got slap, fingerstyle, pick, all the different pickup positions, the EQ, pretty much everything this bass has. So if you guys have any additional questions, if I missed anything, let me know in the comments. I'd be more than happy to answer them and help you out. I can also do a part 2 of this video if there's something else you want to see that I didn't cover in this. And let me know also what else you would like me to review. Do you want to see more basses, more pedals, more amps? What do you want to see? Let me know and I will be happy to make it. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Leave a comment what you liked, what you didn't like, what you want to see. Let me know so that I can make more videos for you that you'll actually enjoy. And with that said, I will see you guys next time.